Well, that's badass. Oh, cool. All right. Hello, everybody. How are you? My name is Tay. I am literally just playing around with features on Instagram here. But I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about the 5 common symptoms of the dark night of the soul, what the dark night of the soul is. This is something that I experienced back in October, was when I found out exactly what was going on with me. And it lasted from, probably August-ish to January. Okay, it was a very brutal, dark time of my life. It was very, very painful. I felt very depressed, very hopeless, very confused. I didn't feel like I had any purpose in life. And I was going through an ego death. Okay, I was going through an ego death, which is exactly what the dark night of the soul is. It is literally a time in your life. Let me take this photo off. Okay, it's literally a time in your life when you witness the darkest parts of yourself manifesting. And, it's like a surgery that you are awake for. You are purging all of this darkness out of your body. Everything that's been like trapped and smothering the real you deep down in the subconscious your entire life. Okay. And the dark night of the soul happens when, spirit says it's time for you to awaken and activate into a higher form of consciousness. This is part of a spiritual awakening, and it is brutal. It is painful. You will cry like a motherfucker. There's a ton of negative emotions, and I wanted to talk to you about the 5 common symptoms of ego death, and then I can kind of explain my story and my situation to you, and you can tie the pieces together. Now, I find it important to come on here and talk about ego death and share it with you, because if I would not have come across a video on TikTok of a chick talking about dark night of the soul, I would have never figured out exactly what was happening to me. And when I researched it and looked it up, and knowing what was going on, it really helped pull me through it. I know I didn't scroll by that video for no reason at all. I know that I was led to that video to help push me through the darkest time of my life. Because while my ego is slowly dissolving and my life's completely fallen to shit, I also was being heavily attacked physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I was being gang stalked, betrayed, heartbroken. It was fudged up. And I'll tell you what, when I looked back on everything that I had been through right before this shit ended, I had this realization of how strong I was. Like, I'm a tough beezy. I got people that are trying to bully me into my grave, and they want me to be the one to put myself there. So they're trying to drive me crazy and make me do this, right? And I'm still standing. With everything they've thrown, I'm still going, right? And I'm just crazy amazed with myself for that. So anyway, let's talk about the 5 common signs of this. Number 1 is how you begin to feel inside starts to reflect on the outside. And what I mean by this is what you're feeling inside of your body, all of your emotions. Now, these are really negative emotions, okay? But it starts manifesting into your reality, and you start to feel not good enough and worthless and not worthy of being loved and things like that. And when you start feeling that inside, things around you start happening that mirror that reflection. So when I started feeling inside like I wasn't good enough and things of this nature, my spouse quit coming home, and I started having a lot of problems at home with him, and I I started having a lot of problems at my job. Just all of this shit started happening around me where I just did not feel like I was worthy. I was not good enough. I was not freaking worthy. And it got really bad, you know, to the point where that relationship did end and that job did go. You know what I mean? So anyway, these are just really negative, crummy, crappy emotions that you're feeling inside, and then you see them mirroring you on the outside. Okay. It almost feels like the universe is conspiring against you, but it's really not. It's just matching your energy. And that's how the law of vibration works. The law of attraction. You attract based on the vibrational frequency that you're operating at. And when you're operating with all this negativity inside of you, you're going to attract just that back. Okay. The second is relapse. This could be relapse of addictions. That was exactly what happened with me. Could be old behaviors, old thought patterns, old ways of thinking, old ways of coping. Okay, but relapse does happen and you fall back into self-destructive behaviors. I relapsed in October 2021, so I'm starting to wonder if my dark night of the soul started to take place a lot sooner than I realized. And it just lasted a lot longer than I realized. Okay, very well could have been. So anyway, I knew of my dark night of the soul in October 2022, a whole year after my relapse happened, and I was still in active addiction. Okay, so the next one is you feel stuck, you feel hopeless, and very unstable, and a lot of uncertainty. Okay, you feel like you can't get out of the situation you're in. It's never going to get any better. You have no idea what's next. And, you know, all your stability just flips. Everything, your home, your work, your relationships, people walk out of your life, people walk away, you lose jobs, your relationships fall apart. Okay, that is brutal. It's brutal and it's heavy, and this all happens at the same time. It's fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's hard. Okay, the fourth sign is major depression and anxiety. Major depression and anxiety. This is a time where you're witnessing your darkest self. I mean, this is the death of your old identity. Okay, this is the death of your karmic self. This is the death of everything that's not truly you. Because the authentic you, the true you, is like trapped inside of your body and can't be seen because it's being smothered by this karmic ass identity, this ego that has formed itself around you. Okay, so when this starts to melt away and you start to lose everything because you're shedding that old identity and all that comes with it, okay, this is going to leave you feeling really down, really sad because you feel stuck, you feel hopeless, you're uncertain, you're unstable, your whole life's fucking falling apart. You're not going to be happy and up and celebrating, your whole life's fucking falling apart. Okay, you're going to be very, very, very depressed. But the fifth and most important is there is a silver lining here. Okay, when this happens, almost every single person that has gone through a dark night of the soul has a renewed attraction to spirituality. Okay, I believed in God. I was Christian. I still believe in God. I still believe in Jesus Christ. I also read tarot cards. I also wear crystals. I also manifest. All of that after God and Jesus is new. I never had an interest in reading tarot cards. I never had an interest in getting a tarot reading done. I was one of those people that thought it was evil and demonic. Okay? Until I was getting through this dark night of the soul and my friend Coop showed up on my For You page on TikTok. First tarot reader I ever watched. And I was so enthused and so connected. And the message he was giving resonated so hard. And I have not been able to stop studying spiritual shit in the last 3 months. I now read tarot. I'm perfecting my craft. I'm getting extremely good at it, and I'm very intuitive. My intuition is extremely heightened, and I'm very sensitive to energy, and I'm very spiritually gifted, and I had no idea, but this dark night of the soul that I had to go through awakened me to this version of myself. The ego was hiding this from me. You know, the ego that I carried myself with kept this trapped inside of me, and it was unable to be released. Okay, so this is just a purge. It's a purge, and it's painful. But you know what? As hard as it is when you're going through a dark night of the soul, it leads to beautiful things when you're done with it. Everything in your life gets better. Your health, your confidence, your looks, the way you speak, the way people view you, every aspect of your life, your finances, everything gets better and drastically better. This is a quick escalation of improvement in your life once this ego goes under the ground where it belongs. Okay? So that's what I have for you guys. If you have any questions about ego death, about dark night of the soul, about the death of your old identity, or the karmic self, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I would love to create content around your questions. I just don't know what to deliver you if you don't communicate that with me, okay? But I want to just, I think I did share pretty much. I relapsed. My whole family fell apart. I was gang stalked. I didn't feel like I was ever going to get out of it. I completely lost myself. And I literally died and rebirthed a whole different version of myself. I'm no longer a people pleaser. I no longer seek external validation. I, for the first time in my entire life, do not give a F word what anybody thinks about me. Life is phenomenal. I'm full of myself. I believe in myself. I love myself unconditionally. People respect me. I have boundaries. And this is a version of me that nobody has ever seen of me before, ever. And I'm very proud of that. And it took a lot to get here, but it was well worth all the pain that I went through. So if you are going through this, stay strong. It does end. I was eating these chips from Chili's, these tortilla chips, and I cut myself, like, right down there, and it fucking hurts. Bad. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys. I'm going to bounce out of here. I love you. I appreciate you. If you found value, let me know in the comment section below. If you have questions about this, please do ask. And if you are new to spirituality, or, you know, you're starting to pique curiosity into it, will you please hit that follow button, because you're going to find a lot of content here. I teach a lot about how to heal, how to get away from toxic people, how to heal from narcissistic abuse, and how to manifest. And I also teach you how to build a 6-figure business working from social media. So if any of that sounds good to you, feel free to hit that follow button. I really look forward to connecting with you, and tell me where you're from. Oh yeah, and YouTube, because I always upload to YouTube from Instagram. Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and share this out with somebody if you know they could use the message. All right, love you guys. Ciao.